Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky.
To start your season 2025 with a triple-double, what message does that tell you about where you belong in this league?
How does a rookie like Caitlin Clark crush a record that took Diana Taurasi 565 games to achieve in just 41 games? And that's not even the craziest part of the Indiana Fever's historic night against the Chicago Sky. Stick around.
Just keep getting better every single night, continue to set my teammates up. You know, I know we put up 93 points and won by 30, but I felt like we could have been a lot better.
This was no ordinary game, and you'll want to see how they shattered 11 records in one night. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. How do you turn a season opener into a thunderous statement? The Indiana Fever answered that question loud and clear with a night that's already being written into the history books. Coming into the 2024 season, the team was carrying sky-high expectations, but there was still that looming question. Could this young, largely untested roster live up to the hype, especially against a Chicago Sky squad that brought depth, experience, and a reputation for taking advantage of rookie mistakes? Early on, it wasn't obvious. The Sky came out aggressive, forcing turnovers and testing the Fever's readiness from the jump. But once Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston settled in, what followed was nothing short of domination. Let's talk Caitlin Clark. Forget rookie nerves. Clark looked like she's been a professional athlete for years. Her performance didn't just stand out, it made history. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple-double in her season opener.
And Caitlin Clark handled her business game 1. 20, 10, and 10.
And not just any triple-double. This was the first time in WNBA history that a debut game saw a 20-point triple-double. To put that into perspective, Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest players in league history, didn't achieve her first triple-double until her 565th game. Clark? She did it in her 41st, and the way she controlled every aspect of the game? Jaw-dropping. Dishes through traffic, pull-up threes, hustle plays for rebounds. She was everywhere.
Not the first one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high.
But Caitlin wasn't the only Fever player setting records. Aaliyah Boston made her own kind of noise under the rim. 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks. That stat line has only been matched once before in a WNBA season opener. The way she dominated on defense, protecting the paint like it was her personal fortress, gave her team all the breathing room they needed. And speaking of defense, Clark and Boston combined for 9 blocks, a number unheard of coming from 2 new teammates. Experts thought it would take this pair years to build the kind of chemistry they showed on the court last night. Instead, they looked locked in, totally in sync and unstoppable. By the end of the night, the Fever had blown out the Sky by a staggering 35 points, the second largest margin of victory in franchise history.
Faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory, and I have 3 words. Oh my God.
This wasn't just about numbers, though. It was the tone they set, the message they sent. The Fever aren't rebuilding. They're ready to take over. What happens when you mix 2 red-hot rookies with a seasoned veteran who's still making history 15 years into her career? You get the Indiana Fever's unreal performance against the Chicago Sky, a game that's already sparking talk of a dynasty in the making. We've already covered how Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston made headlines, but let's not forget the other headline of the night, Dana Bonner. After 15 seasons of grinding, leading, and dominating, Bonner etched her name even deeper into basketball history. With her performance, she officially became the 3rd all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. The crowd knew how big the moment was, too, breaking into a deafening standing ovation as her milestone flashed on the scoreboard.
It's in the air, and it's good! DeWanna Bonner now, third in WNBA history in scoring.
I'm just happy we got the win, and I only wanted one thing, was a win, to get that and see my teammates shine.
Bonner waved to the fans but didn't linger. She went right back to work in what would become one of the most perfectly balanced games this Fever team has ever played. For most of the offseason, critics had doubts. The Fever's roster screamed potential, but that often comes with inexperience.
Excited to be here with this group. To do it in front of this crowd is insane. I feel like I've been working for this moment for a very long time, but
The narrative was simple. They'd need time to gel. You just don't take two high-profile rookies, throw them alongside a handful of franchise vets, and expect the chemistry to click right out of the gate. But those doubts were shattered on this court. 11 records broken in a single game. 9 combined blocks from Clark and Boston. A complete blowout victory with a final score reading 96-61. Think about that. A team that people thought would need patience, maybe even years of rebuilding, just outplayed and outpaced a squad filled with seasoned pros by 35 points. Once the final whistle blew, it didn't feel like a game. It felt like a team announcing themselves. A moment that really captured how locked in this team already is? Late in the third quarter, Clark whipped a no-look pass to Boston, who was already cutting to the basket. Boston didn't even hesitate before going up for the and-one finish. That single play showed off everything. That trust in one another, the fluidity, the swagger of a duo that looks like they've been playing together for years. Add in Bonner's leadership to steady the younger players' energy, and what you have isn't just a roster, it's a machine. This wasn't just a game, it was a message. The league expected growing pains, but what the Fever showed instead was capability, control, and most importantly, confidence.
To start your season 2025 with a triple-double, what message does that tell you about where you belong in this league?
And this is only game one. Who's ready for what's coming next? The Fever didn't just play basketball, they rewrote the script. All those preseason predictions? Out the window. This team smashed records and silenced doubts in a single night.
Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky.
Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, already looking like a duo built to dominate. Dana Bonner, cementing her legacy while showing she's still got plenty left. And the rest of the league? Watching carefully after that 35-point beatdown. If this is the start, just imagine what's next. Don't miss their journey. Every game is another chance to change the narrative. The Fever aren't building for the future. The future's already here, and it's unstoppable.